There's no secret that retro video games have gotten incredibly expensive. Everything from the NES to the N64 has just ballooned in price over the past 5 years. And unfortunately, we just haven't really seen the market prices come back down to earth. And I hate seeing people getting overcharged for systems that I just don't believe are worth the prices sellers are asking. So in this video, I'm telling you the top 5 retro video game systems that I would completely avoid buying in 2026. Now, full disclosure, this doesn't mean I hate these systems or that I think they're trash. If you find one of these at a yard sale or a thrift store for below these market prices, then absolutely go for it, grab it, get it. But at current market value, these price to performance ratios are just completely broken, especially when there are better and cheaper alternatives out there. So, without further ado, let's kick things off with number 1, the Game Boy Advance SP. It absolutely baffles me that people are asking over $100, sometimes even $200 for a scuffed up Game Boy Advance SP whose owner honestly should have been arrested for battery and assault. Here's the truth. The original horizontal model of the Game Boy Advance has a much superior ergonomic hand feel, and you can easily buy one of these and mod it with a gorgeous upgraded backlit screen yourself for like $50 to $75. If you're absolutely dead set on that nostalgic clamshell design, a modern handheld company like Anbernic makes an incredible clone system, the RG35XXSP, which is substantially cheaper, has a way better screen, and, with the ability to install ROMs, plays way more games right out of the box. Add in the fact that the Game Boy Advance is one of the easiest architectures to emulate using apps like Delta right now on your phone, and there's just no reason really to pay that retro tax on an original SP right now. Another Nintendo console with a baffling price hike is the GameCube. Seeing these consoles going for $120 or more, I'm sorry, it's just way too high. Especially when the original Nintendo Wii, which features native hardware backwards compatibility for GameCube games, can be found online for practically half the price. I'm even more shocked by first-party controller prices. People are demanding $40 for a 25-year-old controller. I got lucky and found mine at a Goodwill for $10 back a little while ago, but don't count on that happening today. Plus, the Dolphin emulator plays these games beautifully in HD. The only thing you're sacrificing by emulating is that iconic startup jingle, but honestly, I'll just play it for you right here for free. There, saved you $120. You're welcome. Okay, this next one might surprise some people because I'm actually a massive fan of this hardware, but it's the PSP. I've consistently seen these things going for between $100 and $150 lately online. The issue here is that PPSSPP is one of the most optimized, flawless emulators ever created. It runs perfectly on almost any smartphone or cheap handheld you own today. Plus, if you want true dedicated PlayStation handheld hardware, you can buy a PS Vita for just like $50 more, and modding the Vita gets you instant access to the entire Vita library, and you can run the entire PSP catalog natively. Buying a standalone PSP in 2026 at the current marketplace just doesn't make sense right now. Okay, this one is probably gonna get me in trouble with every Nintendo fanboy out there, but I've gotta say it. The new 3DS XL. If you've watched the channel for a while, you know I've never really been a huge fan of the 3DS line. I didn't understand why people wanted it in 5th grade, and I still can't fathom how people are paying up to $500 for this hardware today. I'm sorry, but having the ability to play Mario Kart 7 is just not worth half your rent. Now I know there's been an incredible homebrew and modding scene that's been booming lately, but paying modern current-gen console money for an 11-year-old handheld is just wild to me. If you want to experience the dual screen era, grab a classic DS Lite. It's roughly a sixth of the cost and plays original DS and GBA cartridges flawlessly. If you're looking at a new 3DS XL in 2026, I'd say skip it for now, just until prices come down. And finally, my last console to avoid in 2026 is the Sega Dreamcast. Paying $150 for a 27-year-old system with a notoriously loud and fragile disk drive just doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess unless you're a die-hard Soul Calibur purist, I just don't feel like the library justifies the entry fee, especially for a casual player. Right now, emulators like Redream do a phenomenal job upscaling these games on modern hardware. If you have $150 to spend on retro hardware today, that money is much better spent on an original Xbox or a Wii, where the library is massive and the hardware is significantly cheaper to acquire. But hey, that's just my take on the 2026 market. Did you agree with my list, or am I completely out of my mind for passing on some of these systems? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more retro gaming system content, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys, and take care.